Have you ever heard of a Ponzi scheme? It's a term that's been thrown around quite a bit, from news headlines to popular culture references. This global interest isn't just random curiosity, it's because Ponzi schemes have a notorious reputation for causing financial ruin and legal chaos. From the glitzy world of Wall Street to the humblest of neighborhoods, no place is truly immune to the allure and dangers of these schemes. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is a Ponzi scheme? Well, it's a question that's both simple and complex. It involves money, trust, and a dangerous game of financial Russian roulette. But don't worry, we're going to unravel this financial enigma, one layer at a time. So buckle up, because we're about to dive into the world of Ponzi schemes, where nothing is quite as it seems. Now you might be wondering, what exactly is a Ponzi scheme? A Ponzi scheme is a form of fraud. You might have heard this term tossed around, but what does it really mean? Picture this. An individual or operator persuades investors to give him their money, promising them high returns with little to no risk. The catch? Well, these returns aren't generated through any legitimate business or investment. Instead, the operator pays these returns using the funds from new investors. It's a bit like robbing Peter to pay Paul. The scheme relies on a constant influx of new money to stay afloat. But as you can imagine, this house of cards can't stand forever. Eventually, the operator will run out of new investors, the cash flow will dry up, and the scheme will collapse, leaving the investors with significant losses. Sounds simple, doesn't it? But there's more to it than meets the eye. And we'll dig deeper into that as we move along. So how does a Ponzi scheme work in practice? Well, it all begins with an irresistible sales pitch. The schemer, let's call them the conductor, promises astronomical returns on an investment, often with little to no risk involved. Sounds too good to be true, right? That's because it is. Once the conductor has your investment, the scheme is set into motion. Here's where the real trickery begins. Instead of investing your money into a legitimate venture as promised, the conductor uses your investment to pay off previous investors. This is known as robbing Peter to pay Paul. Now, this might seem like a workable system at first glance. After all, the earlier investors are seeing returns, aren't they? But here's the catch. The conductor needs a constant influx of new investments to maintain the illusion of profitability. The moment new investments slow down or stop, the scheme begins to crumble. Let's think about it. If the conductor is using new investments to pay off previous ones, there's no actual profit being made. It's a classic example of a financial house of cards, teetering on the brink of collapse. And when it inevitably does collapse, the later investors are left high and dry, often losing their entire investment. The unsustainable nature of a Ponzi scheme is what makes it so dangerous. It's like a game of musical chairs, but instead of missing out on a seat, you're missing out on your hard-earned money. And the conductor? They usually walk away with their pockets lined, leaving a trail of financial devastation in their wake. So why do people fall for Ponzi schemes? Often it's because they're dazzled by the promise of quick, easy returns. But remember, when something sounds too good to be true, it usually is. Now that we understand how a Ponzi scheme works, let's delve into the key points to remember. There are a few key points to remember about Ponzi schemes. First, these schemes promise high returns with little risk. This is a red flag. Legitimate investments always involve some degree of risk, and the potential for high returns usually comes with high risk. Second, Ponzi schemes rely on a constant flow of new investors to pay returns to earlier investors. When this flow slows or stops, the scheme collapses. That's why they're unsustainable and destined to fail. Thirdly, the operators of Ponzi schemes often avoid providing detailed information about their investment strategies, or they may even produce false or misleading reports to deceive investors. And finally, being aware of these characteristics can help you avoid falling victim to a Ponzi scheme. Always do your due diligence before investing your hard-earned money. Consult with trusted financial advisors, and remember to be skeptical of investments offering guaranteed high returns with little to no risk. Remember, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So, there you have it, the ins and outs of a Ponzi scheme. We've unraveled the layers, helping you understand what a Ponzi scheme is, its mechanics, and key points to remember. It's a deceptive practice, often disguised under the veil of a lucrative investment opportunity, promising high returns with little to no risk. But as we've discovered, it's all smoke and mirrors, with new investors' funds being used to pay off the older ones. This knowledge is more than just trivia. It's about financial literacy. It's about being aware and vigilant in a world full of quick money schemes. It's about understanding that if something sounds too good to be true, it probably is. So keep asking questions, keep learning, and keep your hard-earned money safe. Knowledge is power after all. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative videos like this one.